Only
Jake,
one person can let you in. I had no idea you would be here.
yeah. Jake, channel your frustrations to tonight's
Did we
discussion,
did we
man.
update any socials?
No.
Oh, oh crap. Uh,
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
Follow us on Comic Fanatic 69 at Twitter or X audience.
No, I bet like did we put it on Twitter or X that we're happening?
Nah,
This is-
that's that's Witch's territory. Yeah.
Oh my
Did
goodness.
you
Oh
do?
my goodness. All right. Well, guys, let me. It is I, Jake Tylenol, and
Hey, I'm the one who starts this off, Jake.
I don't know
Thank
reviews.
you.
No,
Thank
no.
you.
It has
Thank
never.
you.
It has never been for reviews. It's always been for the main night. I do reviews.
Da 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 da
Uh,
da da.
If you don't
You
believe,
ain't like this show. Wait
yeah,
for it to
yeah.
go.
actually, you're right.
I have
Austin,
more. Hey,
hang
I
on,
have more of a foundation with Chucky than you, Jake.
hang on. No, actually, I feel like it should be Austin. Since you already reviewed, you opened the main night. Austin can open this night. I feel like.
Okay,
No, I don't want to. I want her to do it.
okay.
I like
All right,
familiarity.
gotcha. Well, okay, I'll start us off. Welcome to our Comic Fanatic review of Chucky Season 3. You're here with me, Cryptid Seeker 415. I may be a friend to the end, but I sure as hell ain't no fan at this point to the end. So,
Yeah, I'm Jake Tylenol, the one who has to rename the episode because it's named in the wrong format.
I'm Ace Comics. I'm a friend to the end, but I'm also an enemy to the end, I guess. I think I'm not even, I think I'm against it now.
He's your number one
I want
hater.
to fight Chucky. Yeah, I'm Kendrick Lamar, and Chucky is great.
Yes, he's your number one hater and your number one lover. All right. Anyway,
I hear him update.
anyway, since no one's gonna follow up on that, together we do Phanatic stuff. This isn't our usual. We formed the Fanatics -1, and we're gonna be talking about show, I guess.
is anybody a fanatic for this show? I'm a fanatic
Nah.
of the IP, but not this season. You know?
Yeah.
It's so weird how far this show has fallen for season one. It's like every season, the guy got a little bit more bold and tried to do other crazy stuff, and just kept messing with the show, and now just too far gone.
Yeah. Once again, politics ruins a franchise, and this is a perfect example of that. You know?
Was it politics or was it just bad writing?
It's the White House, man. Like I'm seriously convinced Don Mancini just really wanted to write how stupid, how corrupt the president is, his family is, the White House is, and by the end,
To,
it just won't
no.
burn the whole thing down.
To be fair, he actually treated the president pretty okay until he died. Like
Pretty
no, for real.
okay.
Like the president, like didn't have any like messed up statements. He having like weird politics, like tactics and all that stuff. He was just the face of the company, and then he passed away. The mom was being shady. I'll give you that one.
hmm And the
And then
kids,
the other
both
guy was
kids,
way crazy.
yeah, and both kids were just completely stupid. But that just follows the format of this show. A lot of kids tend to be on the stupid side. Like,
It
you
feels
know.
like me and Jake watched a show called Stargate, and they also starting to have this problem where it's like kids
hmm
start off really smart in season one. Like obviously some of the second stuff caught them off guard, but once they realize, they kind of catch on really fast. And then like every
Yeah.
season, it got dumber and dumber, so other worse stuff can happen.
hmm They have to serve the plot apparently, and the plot requires them to all be dumb. You know
Yeah, man. This so
what's
let's go character by character, then we can talk about like the White House setting, I guess.
okay?
Wait, but how did we each individually feel about the season?
I will do it
I
after for sure. Go ahead.
I feel like it had a great ending that came out of nowhere. Really, like
Really? I get that.
yeah,
It is very last minute. We're saying
yeah. I
spoilers.
mean,
I already spoiled something, but it doesn't matter. Y'all don't want the show.
I
Don't
mean,
watch the show.
yeah. I mean, it creeped me out as much as I think it was season 1 or 2 where it ended with revealing that Nika got all her limbs cut off. I mean
Oh
that.
no.
Oh, my hair was just standing up after that, and I kind of felt the same way in this season by the end. but I have to
I
acknowledge that that ending just came out of nowhere. You know, like
I didn't play that at all. I thought it was too goofy because they couldn't do the CGI on these kids, right? When they're on
yeah,
the
that's
dolls, it looked terrible.
yeah, that's why I'm like saying that had to have been a last minute thing. Don Mancini's like, oh, you know what? I had this really great idea. Let's just end it on them being put in dolls' bodies, you know? And the CGI just clearly wasn't there. I kept telling myself, okay, these are not the typical dolls. They're marionettes. They're more puppets, but still, like, their faces look weird, you know?
Yeah, but I don't think I don't think me and Jake like any of the season. Yeah, I
Hmm.
think they had like two good moments in part one, but I
Hmm.
think the moment they started building that Chucky's dying and the stuff with the little girl, and then they before this season came out, before part two of the season came out, they announced a movie, so you knew the dying stuff wasn't going anywhere. By the way, it moved all the attention
God.
from like this show,
You see, I
and
could
like
forgive.
there's nothing there to hold on to really toward the end of the season.
You see, I could forgive like future projects spoiling this series for me because I kind of fell into the whole plot of okay, this is Chucky's last life. They're emphasizing that this is no BS. He is real. The next time Chucky dies, he's actually going to die, and he's already losing his powers with Dembala. So yeah, Chucky, hey, he wants to make the most out of this life by getting the most body counts of any mass murderer. Which, okay, fair enough. That's a good concept. But it's just this show makes and breaks its own rules at the same time. He dies, but he's a ghost and he comes back. I'm like, oh come on.
No, I was okay with that, but I want Jake to go real quick with his feelings.
Oh, go ahead, Jake.
I only cared about the kid actors in the show because they were really good. Outside
And
of that,
because one of them's named after you, right?
No,
no,
he hated Sean Kimmel.
no, I hate no, I wouldn't call the kid Little Sean Trouble because he had his face, but he would cry a lot. I didn't like him. But no, they had great chemistry, and I gotta lie, outside of them, I just don't care. Like I was really zoning out most of this. I'm not even gonna like. I mean, I'm not gonna give like in-depth criticism because it's just not fair. Because I wasn't really paying attention. But I might try to
I
get.
will for you. I will for you. It's okay,
Uh,
Jake.
no, I
I
just
mean,
don't care. I don't care about Chucky taking over the White House because that's too much for a killer like him. Well, at least the way
yeah.
the show presents it.
Uh,
Uh,
the only reason it worked because these places don't have cameras for some reason. It's a goddamn White House.
Yeah.
um, I really don't care much for the lore for Chuck. It's not presented in a way that makes it interesting for me.
Mhm.
So I just don't care about it. So anytime they were like going into like Jennifer Tilly and all this other stuff, like I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't know what was happening. I was just like, yeah,
To be fair, I might say to be fair to that, even the stuff like here they were adding was kind of new, and it wasn't that good implementing the show. I think it broke the pacing with Jennifer Taylor and then Nico Ramley coming back. Like they didn't
Yeah.
know what they want to do. She just disappeared for a few episodes and Ramley came back. I think it
there
broke a
was
lot
I
of
mean,
the pacing too.
there was
I
one
mean,
interesting scene in the White House about like Chucky's God or whatever. I thought that was pretty
Yeah,
cool. But
dumb
like,
baller.
yeah, but like,
I
I
I
don't know why do
didn't.
you? I feel like a waste
I
of my
think that
time.
could have been. I think that would have been more better if they actually made Dembala look like a snake.
Mm.
Because like,
Yeah, I do think he needed to be presented more as a god than for some reason he wanted to have it a personal, casual friend type conversation with the student. I'm like, what's happening?
The
yeah,
problem with horror movie TV shows, I'm not saying it's impossible because you can write anything to make it work if you're smart enough. But the problem is like they're not scary after a long time because in a movie you get like a condensed story where you have time to like stay scared and be in there. But like in a show over time, like I just don't the horror elements don't really matter to me. And then the slasher elements for Chucky is always going to be a hurdle because at the end of the day, like I know he has the strength of a man, but it's a fucking doll. Like you know what I mean? Like it's like at some point, it's like,
To
bro,
be fair, dumb
yeah,
baller called him out in that dumb shit too. And it's like, bro, you just stab people a lot. Like, what do you want from me? This is boring. This is
right?
yeah,
terrible.
and to add to your criticism on that concept, like this is a depowered Chucky. Like he's not going to have like the strength to fight a full grown person at that point. I would expect like him to have the strength of an actual doll, Yet
Like
he's going around ripping people's faces off of his hands.
it's a good joke But like when I have to watch multiple seasons of it, and every time I see Chucky, I'm like, bro, I couldn't beat this guy. Like I could have done that. Like I could take this dude out easy. Like it's all
I felt Jake. I felt that way too. Like when he's literally, he's in the worst possible condition of his body that he could possibly be. Yet he's still menacing. He's still apparently killing people. Like I don't care if he has a gun pointed at me, like at point blank range. I could take the guy.
Yeah, realistically, yeah, I'm about to rush this dude. He probably gonna shoot me in the shoulder. I'm about to fuck this all up. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah. The final scene in the show with the kids and they're facing Chucky and like and spoiler alert, like
that's like Chucky, a little girl and an old man. You know, fuck these people up.
What they really have is this tall guy, but like if you just bum rush Chucky and this other guy, and then you just get this girl, and then you get the tall guy, you'd be fine. I don't even know how they use that.
Yeah, for God's sakes, Chucky even commented that Jake's body, man, this kid was working out. Like, I'm glad they
he knocked the dude out like one hit in the elevator.
Yeah. I mean, the actor who was playing Jake, oh man, that guy was in the gym, man. He did obviously have muscles in this show, but apparently he doesn't use them until he's a bad guy. You know?
I think what the show really should have stuck with is kind of in season 1 with the high school element. I know it was cliche, but the chemistry those three had was kind of good. So I felt like focusing more on them and their lives and just adding Chucky or not just Chucky, but like more like cult shit. Maybe just go beyond Chucky for a little bit. Have like cult and like side villains and all this other stuff. Probably would have been better. I think once we got to the light, it's like I don't care. Like either you got or you're not. So.
I disagree with focusing away from Chucky. I think it's more of y'all didn't watch this. I watched this. There's a Scream TV show, about Ghostface.
Yeah.
And what they did was they spent 2 seasons with one cast, and then they switched to another cast. They made an anthology to keep this everything fresh.
Right, but
I think Chucky probably would have benefited from that instead of merely going to the same plot over and over again that's doomed to fail.
No.
I think my issue with that bit would have been like for the Scream TV show, and I haven't seen it, but I would probably take it more seriously because the killer's like a grown man. Like,
that's fair, but
yeah, I think the problem with Chucky is just if I see him too much, I just stop being scared of him. It's like at some point it's ridiculous. Like kill him.
Instead of you brought up the cult thing. Instead of that, I probably would have. This show, how they treat.
Oh, Austin, you muted.
Oh, I thought I got disconnected. But,
dude.
Oh, my bad. No,
okay,
yeah.
Okay, you're back. You're back.
I accidentally muted. My controller hit my phone.
Okay,
but
gotcha.
I would have probably. They only use voodoo in the show when it's convenient.
Yep.
But it's like after 3 seasons, no one thought about anything about trying to use it against them until like the end of the show. It was like I guess if you brought the cult into the voodoo stuff, I think you could have tied that in pretty well. Or just did we had the cult of Chucky technically in season 1. You got rid of all of them at the beginning of the season 2.
Yeah,
so threw away the idea as well. You could have sold this if it was more of a threat, but you keep bringing it back to one doll every season, and then it doesn't matter.
Or just spitball in here, like in the first season, Jake was under Chucky's like tutelage. What if he wasn't the only one? What if there were other kids who was like being bullied and out well off, and you could explore other themes too? Like,
they did try that. They did that with Junior, and they did it with a little girl.
Oh no!
They tried to do it.
It was Andy. It was Andy who was going around to these kids who had a good guy doll and stopping Chucky from persuading them.
Yeah, but that's fair. No, that's fair. I guess I meant more like in the high school storyline context I was coming up with. But there's like just a cult of kids that go to this school that like are just slowly becoming more and more Chucky oriented and stuff like that. So
Yep.
I don't know. That was just I don't know. Just
I understand, but. I think the thing is, when they introduced that Chucky can split his soul, they probably should have made a human Chucky, like legitimately, and did both and like both of them, like for the season.
Yeah.
That probably would have broke the tension for the doll stuff for some people. But that is another actual physical threat amongst the kids.
like either that or you just could have kept the concept of the last season Chucky where you had like different versions of Chucky, like you had the Commando Chucky, you had the Hulk Chucky,
Well, you know
all
what?
that
Yeah,
stuff.
we can even play with that idea a bit. Let's say like they split the Chucky in two. There's the doll and the human one. Let's just say like the human one is like an unstoppable drug, like the Terminator, and his only weakness is the doll. So they just have to find the Chucky doll to kill him. But even the Chucky doll is dangerous because he can still stab people.
Well, I think they wouldn't did that because that would be ripping off another horror franchise I don't want to get into.
Oh, what? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, there's another horror franchise that the creator is a fan of. And I think he did. That's the only reason he probably didn't do that.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
But,
But that would have been a great idea. Sadly, that's the worst part. That would have been great.
but like I said,
You know what? They probably could have did that with another character that would have been ripping off the other show. Because we got Chucky's backstory in season 2. They revealed there was a great killer that inspired him, and they just didn't mean anything. They could have brought that guy back as a Terminator type situation.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then Chucky could have tied the doll through like his soul voodoo, like he did with Nika, to the guy. That would have fixed that problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm not invested in Chucky as a character. I think the kids are the best part of the show, but I find them. I don't know that I wasn't even paying attention enough. I don't even know if the show wasn't even focusing on them as much anymore. I couldn't even remember.
It did.
Let's see.
It did to the point where they just dropped Nika like completely for multiple episodes. And Tiffany's scenes were only like 5 minutes of the episodes most of the time in like the last few. So
And
they
keep in
focused
mind-
definitely more on the kids more.
Okay.
Yeah, and keep in mind they also forced Andy to come in for like one quick, well, not even a flashback, a dream sequence. You know,
I don't even remember that in season 3.
dude,
what was that?
dude, you can tell that had to been on the actor's contract, and I'm going to have a present in every season, right? But they're like, okay, let's just have him get killed in a dream sequence. That's it. Seriously, if he was to die the way he did in the show, like where Chucky's repeatedly stabbing him visibly in the face over and over and over again,
episode 1, I remember.
Yeah, I would have been pissed off at that because I'm like, no, you do not do Andy dirty that way after everything he's been through. I don't care if his arms and legs are tied up. Fuck, he'll break through those arms. He'll break through his hands to get free and just fight Chucky to the bitter end.
No, he wouldn't.
Oh, okay, yeah. Commando Chucky kept him hostage for a couple months. I'll give you that, Austin. Still.
Yeah, I'm about to say that Commander Chucky, that he low dipped later that season, by the way, season 2. Didn't even get a fight scene. Was apparently like that got the GOAT, and he just lost.
Oh yeah. Andy did one shot that Commando guy, so there you go.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Let's see. Yeah, might as well talk about each character individually. Well, Jake and Devin. Well, their whole arc was really just about their romance, really.
that's all the creator wanted to do. That was the whole thing he said about season 1. Oh, I want to write a romance that I didn't get as a kid that I wanted. That's the only reason Devin exists as a character in this show. Is to be the gay lovers.
There's nothing wrong with that inherently if it ties into the plot. Well, I said that about
I think it's so wrong with it. I feel like Devin only exists to be this guy's boyfriend.
Oh wow!
You know what? Usually everyone want to be like, "Well, no, you can see that." I didn't pay enough attention.
There's nothing in season 3 that Devin does.
No.
Like he doesn't make plans. He just reaffirms Jake. Oh yeah, we're the good guys. We're the heroes. I love you. And that's literally all he does the whole season. He does. Anytime a big thing happened or they needed action, it was always Jake.
Yeah,
wow.
I'm sure.
And Lexi was too busy flirting with the president's kid, the fighter sister.
Yeah.
I'm sure if I really thought about it, there are a lot of straight couple shows or movies that do the same thing, and we just don't care because the story's good.
No, I care.
Yeah, but-
I call this shit out. This is boring.
Oh, well, yeah.
I guess that's why I liked how they were being written in the last season because, like,
Yes.
they were being written as an actual couple. Couples at certain and ask anybody who's in a relationship. At a certain point, the honeymoon's over, right? And they do have conflicting ideas and routes, which was evident with Jake and Devin, like on how to handle Chucky, which was exemplified in a perfect phrase from Chucky, right? Oh, get a room, you two. Oh, right, you did have one. and all you did was argue. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
they're being treated like an actual couple, you know? Mhm.
yeah. Even then, like it still felt like there were two different people, and
Mhm.
it seemed to it felt like the only thing they had in common was they liked each other. And I think that's also why the creator got rid of both of their hobbies, because one of them used to be a horror crime like tape radio player or something. Like I
Yeah,
don't remember what his job was. And the other one, Chucky, like Jake used to make dolls and all the other crazy stuff, and they kind
yeah.
of dropped all that. This is
He
season
was
one.
an he was an artist. Oh yeah, that is true. Like,
Like all these two characters have by season three is each other. Whether
mhm.
good or you see that as good or as bad, I think it hurts Devin more than it hurts Jake and
Yeah.
Lexi. But
I'm just yeah, I'm
that's
just
it. That's
trying to
really it.
yeah, I'm just trying to think of another series that had like let's say a guy and a gal like this deeply like, I can't be without you, in recent times,
And usually
I
teen
just
drama. Yeah, but that
teen
yeah,
drama.
like that ain't been like that in a while. Like you got like
Yeah.
any vampire show really, with Vampire Diaries, Twilight, all that. Everything came about that era was basically that.
Ah, okay,
But that's how
okay.
far it's been since that. That's the problem.
Yeah. So
I'll put it on Devin to make him. I'm not gonna say Devin's a bad character, but there's a lot of moments where he's supposed to step up and he just feels like an accessory. To the point when you brought up me, you watched the show. Me and Jake watched the whole series together. Really,
yeah.
you remember Devin couldn't even tell that his boyfriend was different,
Yeah, no, that was kind of weird.
and like the whole last episode
It
where Chucky's
was
clearly using different words, different cadence. He walked different. He even kissed this man different. He bit his lip and
Oh,
everything,
it's
and
just
like Devin noticed nothing.
I don't know how Chucky
Dude.
introduces himself through Jake's body the way he did to that guy at the house, and like,
yeah.
and Devin, who knows that Jake's been bullied for being gay, is like, oh, this is fine. Oh, he's just being a little weird today. You know what I mean? Like
Like
that's like, whoa, how would I do that?
like I would like to say give like because this was like the finale was like in a span of 24 hours by the time Chucky possessed Jake's body. I would like to think if it was like a couple days, Devin would have found out of it on his own, But
Yeah, but apparently they drove all the way across town, all this other stuff together.
yeah,
And I'm like, you like, I would have forgave it if he just asked, "Are you all right?" Like anything, but he didn't say anything to Jake about how he was acting. And it's like you just came back from the afterlife and fighting Chucky and all the other stuff. I know you don't want to talk about it, but you got to tell us something.
dude, what was the afterlife life? I mean, come on, like you're the only person we can ask this about, like.
I
So
will give Jake this though. His scene with his dad, I thought was handled very maturely. Even though his dad still couldn't get over the fact that he was gay, he still acknowledged that I understand that you still love me. It was more that dad on top of your mom dying. All this, it wasn't just one problem that we had. I like that acknowledgement because a lot of shows don't acknowledge that. They just be like,
yeah.
"Oh well, you hate me because I'm gay,"
Hmm.
and then like, "I never want to talk to you again." Like that's the end of the relationship type thing.
Right,
So
right,
to see him
right.
handle that maturity, especially at this stage of his life, and then still say, even though after everything happened, I still forgive you," and dad finally like accepts it, but still
Hmm.
doesn't believe in him. They're both okay with that. I was like, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, that is true. At least he got some closure there.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of closure, let's talk about Lexi. It is.
Go
It
ahead. Go
is
ahead.
like look. Her journey is all about like trying to find her sister, but at the same time, you as an audience know damn well that her sister is a lost cause. Like there is no amount of therapy or counseling in the world that will help that child. Like seriously, she's
That was my
she is Chucky's real life daughter, basically. Like
that was my problem with it. Well, we knew that the audience knew that for season two.
yeah.
And even that, Lexi should have like recognized something. You know what I mean? The little girl is like, "Oh, you're not my real mom. Our real mom's gonna come," or like all this other crazy stuff randomly.
Yeah,
But it was
you
like
should.
once the show opens with showing us that she's a lost cause. So making us
Yeah,
wait 8 episodes, not even 8 episodes, making us wait like damn near a year
Yep.
just to do exactly what she did. And like, bro, we knew this was coming. This isn't shocking us or like a big
Yeah.
impact moment. You made us wait a year for this.
Exactly. So at least what I'm hoping for is after we get the next season, which we're obviously going to be getting. Lexi drops this whole salvation angle. Like she has to accept the fact that her sister is too far gone, and yeah, I don't know. The resolution should be Xing the sister, but I don't know what else you could do with her. Really,
I
like what?
I think the next season will be her exit as a character. I don't think she'll be
Mm-hmm.
able to make that choice based on everything that she did and everything
Uh-huh.
so far. And I think that'll end up getting her either killed or Devin them accidentally killing her sister was going to make Lexi leave.
Wow. You know, or
Let's talk.
for
Go
all we
ahead.
know, you can have Andy come in and do the deed that Lexi just can't.
Let's talk about her other side of the plot. Her
Okay.
dating this dude because it seems. I was so surprised he lived, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I was so surprised he lived because I
Yeah.
thought the trend was gonna be any friend that she get. Like she can't be happy like Devin Jake can. Any friend she get either get killed or they gotta leave or run away and never talk to again, which seemed to be
Yep.
the
Yep.
case so far. But
It.
I,
It's.
if
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Oh, okay. I was about to say it's hard to have stock in a relationship where the girl was in there just to starting out to manipulate the guy into getting into the White House. How do you put stock in something like that? I don't know too
Yeah.
many fans of this couple.
And then the end, she's like, "Oh, I actually really like you." They kiss on the other stuff, and I was like,
What?
"Where was that? Where was that in the show?" Because any
You
other
have to.
time, it's like, "We gotta get back in there. I gotta get the Chucky and get my sister." Like, there's
Yeah.
no point where she was sad that she hurt this guy's feelings or any other
Hmm.
stuff. It might show on her face, but once the moment was over, she didn't talk about it.
Yeah, like you have to make up the explanation yourself. And in my kind of head canon, I could try seeing that she's starting to really feel for this guy because they have a lot in common. Both being from families with where the parent is a big political figure, and yeah, that's really the extent I could go with and to try
Yeah,
justifying that. I don't see anything else.
she
Maybe it's
manipulated
because
the
like.
loss of his brother to
Mhm.
relate to him through the loss of her sister, and I was like,
Uh-huh.
"That's kind of messed up."
Yeah, I know. I know. Um, we're gonna get that brother back in the next season, I'm assuming.
I don't think so. After all, I doubt his mom let him go out with anybody anytime soon. To be honest, they're probably
Hmm.
moving far around the country. And
Dude.
remember, he doesn't have no idea that they're dolls or anything. I don't know how they're going to get saved unless they reveal Nika did something at the last minute and escaped. Like there's no help coming from these people.
Well, I mean, he is aware that there's some supernatural things going on with this Chucky doll. I mean, he was part of that ritual, wasn't he? When they were trying to do that whole exorcism,
No, no,
or
no.
no,
He
not
was there,
exorcism.
but I'm saying he has no idea to know where they are or why they went there.
Oh,
Like there's
okay,
no help
okay.
coming to that dude's house. At worst, you have to hope that Andy shows up just
Yeah.
looking to see there's an extra doll funny computer. Like that's the only
Yeah.
logical thing you can say that might make sense to people.
I mean, by the end of the show, yeah, you're going to have to bring in Andy in the next season because, like, who's left to save these kids now?
Yeah, Andy and Kyle still alive. Nika most likely captured, but like she might be able to do something. I don't know. This girl's like
Um,
very relentless.
you could bring Gigi back, but I don't
No,
know.
I think the TV show is going to be. Dambala said if you do something to impress him, he'll bring Chucky back. But
Yeah.
he really didn't do anything impressive. And Dambala didn't bring him back. He stole Jake's body and then transferred to another body.
You see,
So I'm
that's why
thinking
I'm.
the movie is going to be about like the big thing Chucky's supposed to do to become this
Nah,
immortal, like actual immortal killer thing, and somehow
I
steal
think that
myself.
I think that plot's just going to be dropped because, like, again, that ending just felt like it came out of nowhere. You cannot tell me that this was Chucky's endgame plan to like take over, to expect that Jake is going to come into the afterlife so he could take over Jake's body, and that he could bring everybody to this one old guy's place that he apparently sent Lexi's sister to months ago to persuade into joining his side, also that he could have his body transplanted into a Chucky doll body, and also bring the kids into marionette dolls.
To be fair, that's been a problem every season. It feels like Chucky doesn't really have a plan, and then at the end it gets foiled, and he acted like that was the plan the whole time. Like his original plan, for some reason, was getting all the randomly he decided to get all the Chucky dolls, bring them back to his hometown. Why his hometown?
Yeah.
No real reason. He decided to do so.
Mm-hmm.
That plan falls through, and he's just like, well, I guess I'll just try to kill these kids. And that's like the season two. It was so aimless for Chucky. And they had all these random Chuckies that just didn't amount to anything. I think all of them got taken out halfway through the second season.
Chucky killed his own Chucky brothers, man. Like
Yeah.
that is insane.
You had a whole army of Chucky at one point. And they think they're about to ship off and try to do like some crazy stuff. And that's just taken out in like 5 seconds at the beginning of season 2.
Yeah.
You bring in the kid that everyone wanted in season 1 thinking it was the teacher or any other redhead person that was in that show in season 1. And then you kind of messed that up too. You set up both twins having different ideologies. It seemed like they're going to split up and be on different sides. You see like this potentially incredible story between two kids split between which parent they want or which parent they like, all that stuff. And you just throw it all away, just like, well, just put them back in the dolls so we can throw them away and use them later if we need to.
Exactly. And
at this season, like his plan didn't make sense. He went to the White House. He went to the White House to do a big kill because he needed more magic.
Mm-hmm.
Because he didn't realize he was weak because of the Exorcist. So it's like you clearly didn't have this plan in mind when that happened. You know what I mean? By the time he went to the White House, there's no way he planned this with his little girl to do all this stuff in season 3.
This is like 4D chess level stuff you're expecting from a dude from Jersey. I'm sorry, as a Jersey guy, that is way too much expectation to be putting on us. So
the show's very poorly planned out. Especially season 3. I feel like he just the creator just want to get more wacky. He wanted more moments with Jake and Devin, doing their relationship. And through that, Lexi kind of suffered through her relationship. We had like no real care into it compared to like what that was going on over there.
Yeah.
The little girl in the first scene, the little girl had one scene in the beginning of the episode. Lexi's little sister, one scene in the beginning of episode 1. She was like one scene a little bit later in the episode when they kill Kenan Thompson. I think she disappeared from the whole show too. And like they teased her learning voodoo. You could have did something with that. That basically got thrown away to the last episode. The random Chucky doll owner, the original guy, who really should be appalled and poor because the main doll he made and sold killed people, and they stopped selling and recalled it, and living in a mansion. It's like, bro, what's happening?
Oh yeah, let's explain that tidbit a little bit. Before we do, Jake, you're surprisingly silent. Any thoughts you wanted to chime in?
I'm not surprisingly silent. I wasn't paying attention for most of the season.
Gotcha. But anyway,
yeah, he couldn't put the game down, sadly.
Gotcha. But anyway, what I was telling earlier in the opening of this, when I said, okay, you had a good ending that just came out of nowhere. Like that whole idea of like bringing the actual creator, the good guy doll, into the show. Okay, that's interesting. You could work with that. And okay, yeah, apparently this guy had like a messed up origin with his real life kid dying, and him wanting to create this good guy doll in honor of him to spread joy, but he kind of flipped his lid a bit. He went crazy, and his reputation got thrown out the window because of what happened with the good guy doll with Chucky, which again adds more stupidity to the presidential side where the son has a good guy doll, but you're trying to tell me nobody is aware about the controversies and the killings that surround this, but apparently it's enough to ruin the creators. to ruin the reputation of the doll maker, the doll creator.
And the
Really?
in-universe movies with actual Chucky dolls in it,
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
and
Dude, we were watching Seed of Chucky the other day. Chucky and Tiffany were doing a full-on Hollywood interviewing segment.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
like you're breaking like this is like Friday 13th, where it's like, oh yeah, this is a small town. Clearly, they don't want to talk about this murder in the lake house. You know, just don't go there. He
Yeah.
won't kill people. It's simple as that. Just stop going there. So they kind of
Yeah.
respect that. This is that situation. The world should know about Chucky.
Exactly. Exactly. Chucky and Tiffany. Like they
Yeah,
made
yeah.
it onto Hollywood.
That's also why I did like his reaction to the Chucky doll thing. 'Cause he went crazy. According to him, he hated the good guy doll until Chucky came him like in this season and explained to him, "Oh, actually, I've been doing this. My life's been great. You know, I put my soul in this doll." Like apparently, whenever Chucky told him off screen, convinced him that to be evil, he wasn't crazy for that. You go by his dialogue.
Yeah, just chalk that up to voodoo magic, man. That's a David X Machina of everything, apparently. So,
I would have rather that if you find out Chucky put a piece of soul in this dude that was patrolling him as like a backup plan. I would have said
yeah.
that's fine. They established that, but that's not what he did.
Hmm. Again, a poorly constructed ending, but it's still it's weird to say it's such a good route that came at a that was a poorly made route at the same time. Do what
Let's
else?
see. Are
What
there
else?
any other big moments you can talk about? We want to talk about the asshole fixer at the presidential house. The guy who kept messing everything up and trying to hide the body with the
Oh
mustache.
yeah, yeah, dude. Again, I just think this is just Dominic Sheen wanting to show that everybody in the White House in a negative light. Like he was that CIA guy, that Secret Service member. He was more like the bad guy in this season, if anything. Well,
Yeah, he definitely did more than Chucky in some cases.
yeah. Like the fact that we have a body double in case of presidents, where a president were to pass by unrelated matters. Okay, I could buy that. The fact that you have
That's the
this
most
woman,
believable thing he did. Yeah, the whole thing. That's the most believable thing. We usually
yeah,
that with Cage and all the other stuff. That's
yep,
a real thing.
yep. I just could not believe the fact that he couldn't piece together the fact that Chucky this doll was the one that's causing all these killings.
I hated it. Season episode 2, he already figured out. Oh, whoever did this has really small feet. It's smaller than your son's feet. He says it to her, and he didn't think
Mm,
maybe I should look at this doll. See, check this doll print. He even says, good guy, somewhere wherever the company thing is. It says it in the shoe print.
yep,
You
exactly.
know, it's the doll's print at the very least. I don't look into it. I'm not gonna believe it, but I'm like, maybe it was the kid, and he put his doll down for a second and got blood on it. You know, like I looked into it at
Yeah.
least. That dude didn't care.
Yeah, like I don't care if this is like the last good guy doll on record, right? You burn that doll and you just have the government, you taxpayer dollars create a replica of that doll to give to the damn
Oh
kid, you
yeah,
know?
not even that. They got this doll on someone's gravestone, by the way.
Oh God, yeah. It's hard to
Like who the
bounce
fuck
back after
does
that.
that?
Yeah, audience, in case you need recollection, apparently the way that the president's son got to interact with Chucky was when they were paying respects to his brother who was deceased at his graveyard, right? And off to the side, there happened to be a good guy doll right next to a tombstone, and the kid just had love at first sight, apparently. This is my best friend from now on.
Also, I'm not buying the kids like these creepy dolls.
A modern day kid, a modern day kid.
No, you couldn't give a modern day kid a regular Barbie doll in some cases.
God dang, like, dude, that kid was treating that Chucky good guy doll as if it was a smartphone. You can't take a
Yeah,
smartphone away from a kid's hand once you give it to them.
I'm saying, man. I hate how he died. I hated the fact that he like, oh well, not the kid, the
Yeah,
CIA agent.
yeah.
He sets the whole White House on fire to try to kill the kids and burn all these taking stuff down. He don't want anyone to find out, and he tries to
Hmm.
leave a room, and then the dead presidents walk through, casually, not saying anything, by the way. And it's
Yeah.
like, why the hell are they here? This guy isn't on the spirit realm, and they're not there. You can't see Chucky. Unless you were connected to him in that scene
Hmm.
where he was visible as a ghost. This
Yep,
has
yep.
nothing to do with these presidents. We can't even tell which president they're supposed to be.
Again, it's the way Don Mancini views the White House. Apparently, it's all horrible. It's all a haunted house, you know.
Also,
So
this dude can they had confidence to take his jacket off that was on fire.
again, you
So
have to
one
make
stop,
characters
drop, and roll or
stupid.
something. He just rolled around. He just ran in a circle and he just slipped down, burned to them. Well, this is
Yep, yep.
terrible. This guy deserves way worse than this. There's nothing worse than unjustified deaths. Like I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
unsatisfying deaths for bad guys in films and shows.
Yep, yep.
Same
That
thing
is
about
true.
Scream. The bad guy always got like really messed up before they died. Like
Hmm.
any other franchise, Freddy, Jason, they have to go through the ringer to survive their films. Like
That is true.
this dude in Chucky kind of coasted really through a lot of the show.
Don Mancini was like, oh, okay, I'm already bored with the Secret Service member, so let's just move on. you know?
That's actually what it felt like.
Hmm.
Uh, but
No, here's a fun thing to think about, right? Do you think the next season is going to be affected by anything that happened in the White House? Because keep in mind, the president died, the vice president died, his body double died, the White House burned down to the ground. You would expect this would be a really big deal for a whole country, but do you think the next season is going to be affected at all by that?
I'm at the point where I doubt they're even going to bring that boy back. That Lex Luthor.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah. You know.
I honestly doubt it. And that's my problem with announcing the film. Because
Hmm.
either the film's gonna follow the thread of, oh, I gotta do something big for Damballa so I can be back in good races full on,
Hmm.
or it's gonna be like just completely ignore the show and be some random bullshit. And I don't think either one is a good idea. Especially since the end of the show is pleading and begging people to text this number to get a season 4. I don't think you need to get
Hmm.
another season. I think the show's done.
Yeah.
I'm
You
sorry.
know.
I guess we should talk about the thumbnail picture.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Let's talk about that. So yeah, audience, Chucky, kiss the boy. Well, okay, he's technically 18. He's a legal adult, but you're just right on that border, really. You
Yeah, he
know.
literally just turned 18.
Yes. Yeah. So Chucky, you just avoided being canceled. You can slaughter as many people as you want, but you can't come back from being canceled. You can come back.
Ba-
You can come back from the dead, but just not cancellation.
Yeah, just for people know, so this is when Chucky took Jake's body, but from Jake's point of view, he's seen Chucky's soul kiss Devin instead of like his body kiss Devin, which is why
Hmm.
it looked like this. I just I didn't realize we gave no context for this scene. People don't see the picture, like, what the fuck is this show
I
about?
mean, Jake got cuckold. Bam. You know.
Both of them. Hey,
Yeah.
but
Jake,
I didn't.
our Jake. Any comment?
You saw this part.
I did, but I already established how stupid this whole plot line became because no one could tell.
Well, no worries,
We
Jake. We're
lost.
gonna move on to a comment that you can actually give an opinion on.
Okay.
What can the show do next season or in this movie that can fix this franchise in any way? And then
Die,
I'll tell y'all the fake crossover this guy want to
die. But no, I guess what
do.
the show
Die?
yeah.
Just kill him. Be done, please.
Yeah.
No, it's a Star Trek reference. I just pulled there. No, I mean, I don't know. It seems like this show does have a fan base, and I don't know if you check the ratings or any of the comments on YouTube videos. People really do enjoy this.
Yeah. I guess not all friends make it to the end, and that's what Jake is. A friend,
So
not at the end.
I
But
think this is where we hop off this crazy train to Chucky Town.
yeah. But before we get on to your topic, crossover, right? Austin, let's talk about
Yeah.
Tiffany because we forgot about her.
I really don't want to talk about it.
Like,
He didn't
look.
forget. He just didn't want to talk about it.
Okay, look, audience. Like, I know that whole Voodoo's for Dummy book was, it was fun at first when you saw that in Bride of Chucky. Okay, it was a one-off gag, but the fact that it actually grants you superpowers at this point now is just getting ridiculous. Every time you see, because like Tiffany, she can now control people with voodoo dolls now. If she gets a piece of your property, you will be her
What?
slave.
To be
Yeah.
fair, this was something from the first film when they entered the voodoo doll that was connected to the other guy's body.
Yeah,
The
but that
what?
was from America.
The
Yeah, the black guy. But that was a guy who actually is delved into the voodoo arts. He's the one who taught
no, no.
Charles Lee Ray
But
about
you
voodoo
have to
magic.
remember, he introduced Charles and gave him that book. No, that's the lore. He gave him that dumb book.
Wait, no, no way. Those books for dummies were around during that time
No, no,
of the
they weren't
first Child's Play
around.
movie.
But when they brought it up in the other movie, he said he got it from him. That's how they tried to
Oh,
tie it in.
okay, I guess.
It's not a good reason, but I'm like, it's connected a little bit.
So you're telling me anybody in this universe should just go to Voodoo for Dummy books and get their powers?
That's my problem with the show because they should be more explored. The heroes should be using it to try to counter Chucky
Exactly.
at
The
this
White House
point.
should be using this. The White House. God damn it.
That'd be hilarious to see the president trying to like control Russia's president from here with the voodoo magic. All to be like, why isn't this
Exactly.
working? That'd be hilarious.
Ex- exactly. But to go back to like Tiffany, right? Like I wanted to believe like the emotional trip of like Tiffany finally having to accept her fate that yes she is going to be scheduled for execution, this and that, she was going to get lethal, she was going to get death by lethal injection. But at the same time, I know Jennifer Tilly and Dominic Chi are really good friends in real life. So as long as Chucky, the franchise, is around, and as long as Dominic Chi's around, there's always going to be a spot for Jennifer
She's gonna
Tilly in
have a
this
job.
franchise.
Yep.
Yep, exactly. So even if she dies, you can find some bullshit way of saying, of bringing her back in a doll, or even saying, "Hey, there's a triplet out there who looks identical to Jennifer Tilly." You know?
Well, to be fair, there already was. Remember, in season 2, they introduced the sister who died, who they also killed. The sister
Yeah,
of Tiffany. So
the
now they
sister,
gotta
but
be, oh,
then
there's actually another sister.
yeah, but then you come to find out that no, I mean, there's somebody else out there who looks and acts and sounds exactly like Jennifer Tilly.
This
Like
voice
I
of an
know.
angel they keep hyping up.
Yep. I mean, I know. There's a saying that everybody has a twin out there. No, there has to be somebody out there in the world that looks exactly like us. But triplets, come on. Yeah. So it was what it was. I really did not like the fact that she just went back to Chucky at the end like that. Because
Yeah.
wait, I thought you two were done. Like you're
The
full on
whole
enemies by the
point
end
of
of
season
last season.
2 was to split apart these two. To the point that when
Hmm.
she finally thought she got one over Chucky, he tricked her with a fake doll and was going to kill
Hmm.
her. And she had to
Yeah.
escape.
Oh, and let's keep in mind the fact that it was revealed that it was Jennifer Tilly who called in the cops that killed Charles Lee Ray in the first film. So she was the one that set up the domino effect for him getting killed in the first place.
Yeah, but that involved a whole nother bad retcon they introduced. Where it's like, actually, before that, I was about to rob this place with this guy, this getaway driver. I was actually kidnapping Nico's mom, and I stabbed her in the stomach while she's paralyzed. And then on the run from the cops, I guess I decided to call my friend and rob this place. Like, this story's dumb now. But,
Oh my god! Wasn't
like,
it
this
just
story
yeah?
way
Wasn't
too
it just
much.
simpler when he was just a serial killer, just doing bad guy shit? That was it.
You could have just introduced Nika as like a former victim. You had to tie it to the day he died.
True.
But yeah,
Yeah,
she controls the prison. She basically accepts Chucky for who he is again for like the fifth time in his franchise.
yeah.
And she just gets over everything he did, the trying to kill her, all this other crazy stuff. Them killing each other. And She also got over her weird love obsession with Nika that came out of nowhere last season.
Yeah, I don't know what to comment on that, to be honest. It was there to be there, I guess.
Yeah,
You
it came
know?
out of nowhere last season. And, well, in the beginning, end of season one, and then it
Yeah.
left out of nowhere in this season.
I mean, it's amazing that both Chucky and Tiffany did horrible things to each other, but then they're like back with each other.
Wangle, wangle, crumble.
Yeah. This is like the worst
Yeah.
depiction of
And
Harley
don't
Quinn
forget this.
Joker.
Don't forget this. In the season two, okay, in this season they had all the Chuckies in the spirit realm. So you get young, kid, teen, old man, adult, like 24-year-old. The 20-year-old version is played by Brad Dorff's daughter,
Yeah.
who is Nika. And see, I believe in part one of this, or in season two, she, while looking like her father, had to kiss Tiffany. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah. I heard, oh, she
And I was like,
multiple.
bro,
She
that must have
kissed.
been weird.
Dude, she had several makeout sessions with. The actors had several makeout sessions with Jennifer Tilly. Like, damn. You know?
Yeah, I'm like, okay. I don't know, man.
Hmm.
But Tiffany as a character is pretty much played out too. We're literally just going into loops now, where like, oh, we need to get out the doll. Oh, actually, we need to get back in the doll. Oh, we need to get out the doll. We got to get back in the doll. They're both. She's about to be back in her doll in the next show. I mean, the next movie or season. I just think. I think we need to give you kids guns. You just have them in this series. Like,
Exactly.
this is the same problem the boys have. When me and Jake were discussing this, where like Homelander almost died in every season so far. You can't keep pulling this at the season finale. You have to kill him. I
Hmm.
don't care if you kill him in the next season and then Ryan's the villain or something, but he has to die because the longer you drag it out, the worse it gets. The last season of the
Exactly.
boys, while some people liked it, Soldier Boy was a good part of it. So he was in the whole show. He was great. So he pretty much
Hmm.
saved it for me. But like they had to do the same thing this show did, where dumbing characters down or changing their character enough so bad choices can happen. And it's like
Exactly.
yeah, we need to focus on the ending. I need them to finish, write this out, and fully plan anything for the show come back at the very least.
Dude, not to put it this way, but as long as Brad Dorff is around, Chucky will always be an existing property. And with AI technology, like, even afterward, you know? So,
I hope that rapper is also getting a lot of screen time on the episode. But I did want
yeah.
to bring up the fact that this show currently has a 86% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes, and every review I hear about the show, people say, what do we do with this information?"
I don't know what to say about Rotten Tomatoes. Like,
I'm not talking about just Rotten Tomatoes. I was saying, like, I browsed through YouTube comments and people are genuinely enjoying this season.
I hate you, fans.
wow.
I hate you, fans. I hate all of you.
So
You're what grinds my gear, fans. You good guy fans. But not seriously. I guess we're just the oddballs. I guess.
sure.
Like, what are we the only channel that's giving out negative comments on this?
I haven't gone through it thoroughly. I just been browsing through, but
Or you got the
Gotcha.
YouTube viewers. The YouTube reviewers don't really like it that much, but
Yeah.
I think it's more of a oh, we like the more serious film, and everyone else like, well, Chucky's been goofy. It don't have like the Godzilla thing
Mhm.
where oh yeah, Godzilla's been seriously been goofy, but like the goofiness winning. So the goofy stuff's happening now. So people are like, no, you shouldn't like this, or you should like this. This is how it was before. But that's not my critique. I'm not critiquing it because it's goofy. It's just too goofy for me. I'm not saying it's bad inherently, but it just goes way too far about from where it was introduced for us. In a
I'm
series.
saying it's boring. I have no dog in this race. I'm saying it's a boring thing. I don't care for it.
That goes need to be said. Okay,
But
I
yeah,
need them to understand our hearts and realize that's what we mean.
Yeah, audience. I actually grew up with Chucky. Chunky traumatized me as a kid, and then eventually I grew up and became a fan of the franchise and loved it for what it was. But now it's just sad for me to not enjoy watching Chucky anymore. I mean, for God's sakes, I didn't know they had the season again until like it was already 3 episodes in. It was actually Austin who told me, "Yeah, Chucky's the second part of season 3 is back." Oh wow, really? Wow, I heard no mention of it at all. Wow, you know.
There was no advertising.
Hmm. That's true. That's true. But you guys want to give any ideas as to what might be in store for season 4?
No, I am ready to wrap it up. All right, like
Yeah.
I'm just
Okay,
let's
like
Season 4 has to be the end. Bring Andy in, bring Kyle back, and Chucky has to end with season 4. If the movie's before season 4 needs to end this franchise at least
yeah,
like 2 to 3 years. If they come back, I need a good plan. I need an
yeah,
actual
yeah.
planned out thing. You get
Hey,
another writer. He can. Don can direct, but we need a better writer. He cannot write this
yeah.
film.
Yeah. You know, I mean, we all mellow down as we get older, audience, even the best of us. You know, so as for what I'm hoping in the next season, you know what? Now that we have a wide assortment of dolls, we could see an actual semblance of good guy dolls now. So that'll be something to look at. You know, all the kids now that they're dolls and bringing Gigi into the mix. You know, why not?
That was kind of funny. If it ends like the ending for dolls, and they call them like Barbie and action figures, and some of people just possessing at like dolls. I think
Oh,
that'd be hilarious.
speaking of which, you just remind me of something. How did you guys feel about that Megan cameo?
I don't know. It is
Austin, are you eating chips?
yeah.
My bad.
I have been subtly implying that there's been crinkles on the wrapping and eating on
Yeah,
the
Jake.
street.
And I told you it had to have been Austin because I'm not eating anything. So, okay. But damn. Okay, how did you guys feel about the Megan cameo?
They had to pay for that.
Huh?
They had to pay for that.
I guess. Well, I don't know what the deal was because like they had like a couple of dolls from other franchises in here that
I was
Chucky
about to
was
say, who
critiquing.
you pay to let them show your film? Like, what's wrong with you? I know
It
people. I
was.
know Megan was made for people. It was a lot better than this season. I can promise you that.
Mm, it's just a crossover everybody wanted. That was just a fan service moment, really. And I know some people are saying, okay, this kind of shuts down the idea that like we could have a Chucky and Megan crossover because apparently Megan is a movie in this universe. To that, I'll say, you think Lon Mancini's gonna prevent him from having that crossover? He'll just say that the Megan movie was based on a real life event.
Yeah, and you just won't
Yeah.
call it Megan with a 3 in it.
Hmm.
You call it something else,
Yeah.
close enough
I mean,
that you know what it is.
that's what they did with Chucky. I mean, in the Chucky universe, he actually has real films. I guess Seed of Chucky. Oh no, Bride of Chucky was a movie in the Chucky universe that
Yep.
surprisingly was super accurate. I guess I don't know. Like,
But since you brought up Megan, that's why I want to talk about his crossover idea
mhm.
because he wants to do a parody of the AI Chucky. Because if
Yeah.
y'all don't know, the company, the Chucky is split into two different rights. He owns the previous movies. The company owns the actual name Chucky.
Hmm.
That's why the show isn't just called Chucky, it's called the Chucky TV show or Call the Chucky, all the other stuff. It's not just called Chucky. They own the actual name Chucky. So
Hmm.
that's how they were able to make that film, and they had to change the design, all the stuff. And so he
Oh,
hated that. They didn't talk to him about it. They didn't try to get ideas and anything from him. He hated that. So he wants to
hmm.
do AI Chucky like with an eye versus
Hmm.
the real doll killer dude as a
I,
crossover film thing.
I I gotta be honest, man. This season is making that AI Chucky look that much more better to me. Like,
Yeah, it wasn't a bad idea. Shouldn't have called it Chucky. That wasn't what it was.
yeah, still though.
I think it would have been a lot less harsh for people. It wasn't
I
Chucky.
guess I guess you gotta think of yourself. What draws you to Chucky? And for me, it's like being scared, being having the horror elements, which is why I liked what was that Curse of Chucky? It went back to its roots
Yeah,
of being a scary film. Now I don't feel scared of Chucky. All I'm seeing is just the stupidity of the writing of Chucky. You know?
That's funny. We had the Oscar problem. I was never scared of Chucky. I always thought it was funny.
Hmm.
But it's also why I like Friday 13th, not Friday 13th. That's the wrong franchise. Nightmare on Elm Street, because
Yeah.
Freddy was actually scared of me, but he was also very funny, and he made a joke while killing people. I was laughing while scared. Like it's the funniest, it's the weirdest feeling. But that's why I
Wow.
like that. And Chucky kind of had the same thing for me in the first two films. I think he just
Hmm.
became super funny for me, so I let it slide. But I guess like comedy has changed. I have grown up. There's comedy in it. Okay.
Hmm.
I was a dumb
Yeah.
kid. Maybe if you want to keep Chucky as one of those kids' first horror, I guess that'll probably be fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
I see what kids getting scared about this, but you
Uh-huh.
can't say you're doing this for an established franchise. Oh, I'm doing this for all the people who stuck with me and love Chucky and been watching it for like 30 years. You're like, bro, this ain't 30 years worth of writing. This is terrible. This is like the first drafts you're trying to put out right now.
That's true. That's true. God, I feel so old now. So
Doesn't Chucky
look at
like
me.
Child's been around a long. It's a long franchise. It's the only classic horror franchise that's still going right now. Texas Chainsaw
It's
had to reboot like 19 times. Halloween rebooted
mm,
19 times. Jason's been uh in hell basically since
uh,
2009 because of right
mm,
situations. They can't
yeah, but
replace the Freddy actor because it didn't work out well. He can't come back. He's the only classic uh horror villain left. And to see
mhm.
him go out like this is very sad.
Yeah, it was. We gotta put all the stock in, like, just give us a proper finale to this franchise. Like,
Yeah.
even if it has to be the ending of this TV series, and you guys still plan on making a movie down the line, let us in our head canon have a good ending to this TV series, and just think, okay, this is the official end of the franchise. All right. Oh, there's a movie coming around. I'm just seeing that as fanfic. Just
Yeah.
nah, I'm not
And
even
like
thinking
even
about this
then,
canon.
end this franchise and then start taking over if you want to, where you can
Hmm.
have all this foresight. Oh, I want this Mika stuff in here in his organ. I want this Tiffany stuff in his organ. I want all this. Just restart it. So it's like, oh well, fans have this, and I'm gonna try to do this where I can take my own direction from the start, and exactly way I wanted it. I think people
Hmm.
would be less mad,
Yep. Exactly.
or I
Exactly.
won't say less mad because people like it, but I think it would do less damage to the IP than what he's doing right
Hmm.
now.
I'll agree with that. Yep.
Yeah, the other crossover he wanted to do Abigail, any type not any type of killer doll that ever existed. He wanted to do that crossover. He's trying to get the rights to it. He wanted to do Evil Dead crossover because people don't know Jason Goes to Hell introduces the Necronomicon, and that you have like Chucky's outfit, chainsaws, Texas Chainsaw, and Freddy's gloves. It was supposed to be the movie that kind of ties every horror thing together loosely
Wow.
through voodoo and the Book of the
You
Dead, all that stuff. So it's
you want the
like
sh-
what
you want the Avengers of serial killers. What you're telling me?
that what he wants. He wants to
Mhm.
connect all this stuff to a degree and have Chucky go these crossover fights that Chucky has like no chance in. Who's picking
Mhm.
Chucky over Freddy in the fight, Jason in the fight, Michael Myers in the fight, uh, Texas Chainsaw Massacre in the fight, Hellraiser in the
Hey,
fight? You're not trusting this dude to win these fights.
hey, it sounds like you're underestimating the guy that's powered by a literal god, Dembala.
Yeah, but like I don't know, Jason's undead. I'm sure he did something, but the big one
Yeah,
he wanted, he
Chucky's.
wanted to do, he wanted to do
Wait,
Chucky versus Leprechaun.
wait.
I'm like
Chucky's like
Leprechaun,
the
man.
like when you think about it, Chucky's the only serial killer that's powered by a god.
Yeah, but it's loosely. He also got notice spells. I don't know. He had the limit that I can believe that he could be beat. They
Mhm.
wanted him to fight Leprechaun for the Leprechaun killer series. And I'm like, and Leprechaun really
That
wanted to kill Chucky. Chucky be dead. But this dude, he only loses his
that
films because he plays around too much. But he has the
that
power to
is.
instantly just kill you if he wanted to.
Yep. Oh man, that is something that people wanted, but that could have only been done like 10 years ago because there's no way you're bringing that leprechaun actor back to go through all that makeup again, you know? So,
Yeah, that's the big problem too. We're kind of past the age of versus films. Like that was a big
Mm-hmm.
thing in the early 2000s, and we kind of moved on. Well, I don't want to see Chucky
Mm-hmm.
like fight Candyman or something. Well, Chucky like the worst crossover fight person you can get. Like no one wants to see established super killers fight this doll and struggle.
It's good in concept and fan fictions, yes, and it'll be executed poorly in real life. I'll give you that. Yeah.
Did he want a Chucky animated film with Scooby Doo? I'm like, I want you to know they're never letting you kill the Scooby Doo cast. Like, that's not gonna happen.
Do it for
You're
Velma.
wasting Chucky's time.
Chucky, you'll be everybody's hero if you kill Velma. There you go.
She's already dead. Gravity killed her.
Oh, damn, I forgot. Yeah. But
Yeah,
she's
now
a
she's just
ghost.
solving crimes as a ghost.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like this man has so many wacky ideas. It's like, how much you actually care about this franchise, or do you more just want to? I feel like you care more about writing Chucky than what you're actually putting down.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, I
Yeah.
made Chucky. It's kind of like Tim Penders with Jake would know, who was this Sonic dude who wrote all the Sonic stuff in a good bit for like the '90s, the early 2000s, and then he left and took all those characters with him because he felt like only he could write them, only he could own them.
Wow.
He like, if I can't play, it's like this is my toolbox. I can be able to play with them any way I want to, type of feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And he don't care what the consequence of it is.
You know,
Because I'm sure he loves everything with seasons 1, 2, and 3 of the show.
ruined a video
Mm-hmm.
game that I was interested in because of his selfishness. I didn't get a sequel to a game because of him, because of that Ken Penders motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Yeah, the Sonic Dark Chronicles, right?
Sonic Chronicles and the Dark Brotherhood.
What he said. Play
Yeah.
that game. It's actually good, but you need to have someone beat the game for you first, and then play it on New Game Plus.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
because the combat is frustrating, but I promise you, when you get to New Game Plus, you'll feel like it's a normal game.
Yeah.
But yeah, this franchise played out. Man. He needs to figure out what he needs to do, what he needs to do now to save his IP.
Yeah.
At least in my opinion. But apparently the audience doesn't care, so he's gonna keep running, taking what feels like into the dirt.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure I'm sure there were kids that put Buzz Lightyear in the garbage or in the basement at some point, And for us, I guess we're at that point where we're just gonna put Chucky the doll in the trash or in the basement. I think Jake and Austin are like, yeah, throw him in the trash. I'll just put him in the basement. I'll put him in the basement.
I'll put him in the basement. I'll check out the movie trailer. But if the movie trailer doesn't catch me, I'm not watching it.
Gotcha. Well, wow. This has been a great therapy session over our favorite horror killer doll. You guys realize that?
It feels like we're about to go put down Old Yeller. That's what it feels like.
There you go. Old Ginger in this case. Yeah. But hey, we had fun. Audience, hope you enjoyed the ride too,
Yeah.
Yeah, you're probably never gonna check your review again. You better savor this one. I forced Jake to finish that show to be here only because he was in the last one. He didn't have to be here. Okay, I ruined his night for this movie.
You know, it's a great TV show. You guys should rewatch Randy Cunningham, Ninth Grade Ninja. That's a great superhero show.
Gotcha.
Shout out.
Oh yeah, if y'all want a good horror show, watch House of Usher on Netflix. Please,
Mhm.
Tony. My friend Tony told me to watch it. I've been watching it. It's pretty good. So watch something better with your time. That's what I have.
Like
This
Randy
movie, this show has like Randy Cunningham apparently. This show has enough support. It doesn't need more. Okay, it'll be okay. Watch Randy Cunningham, according to Jake.
Ninth Grade Ninja. All right, Ninja Rock. Don't stop. All right, great show.
And don't get distracted that he sounds like Leo from Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. No. Listen. He was Randy Cunningham before he was Leo and he was Sonic. Okay, he was Randy Cunningham to me.
Oh yeah, I get that to a bit a bigger thing. Don't get distracted that he sounds like Sonic.
Yeah, because this came first. So if anything, Sonic sounds like Randy Cunningham. Yo, there's like an incident going on outside, so we're gonna wrap it up here. So
Yeah, it's over anyway. Yeah, we did an hour.
All right. It's been fun. All right, audience. Well, you know the deal. Subscribe to us, follow us on Twitter, and all that good stuff. We'll talk to y'all later.